Welcome back to Talk Better English. We're really glad you're here today because today's lesson solves a very common problem for English learners.
Yes, many people can answer a question in English, but after that, the conversation suddenly stops. There's a silence, and inside you start feeling awkward.
You might be thinking, what should I say next? Should I speak more? Will I make a mistake? And because of these thoughts, you stay quiet.
If that has ever happened to you, please know this. You are not alone. This is one of the most common challenges in speaking English.
The good news is, continuing a conversation does not mean speaking long sentences or using difficult words. Most real conversations continue with very small, simple lines.
Today, we're going to show you how to keep a conversation going in a natural and relaxed way. You'll learn easy follow-up sentences that native speakers use every day.
By the end of this lesson, you won't feel stuck after answering a question. You'll know how to respond and then gently continue the conversation.
So take a deep breath. There's no pressure here. We're learning together, step by step.
Let's begin day 5 and make your conversations feel easier and more natural.
Before we learn how to continue conversations, let's understand why they often stop. Most of the time, it's not because you don't know English. It's because your mind feels overloaded.
When someone asks you a question in English, your brain does many things at once. It listens, it translates, it chooses words, and it checks if your sentence is correct. That's a lot of work.
After you answer, your brain feels tired for a moment, so it goes quiet. This silence feels awkward, but it's actually very normal.
There's also an emotional side. Many learners believe that speaking English means they must say something smart or perfect. So when they don't know what to say next, they choose silence instead of risk.
From a science point of view, your working memory can only handle a small amount of information. Long answers or complex thinking overload it. That's why conversations feel difficult.
But here's the solution. Real conversations don't continue with long sentences. They continue with small bridges, short responses, simple follow-ups.
Words like really? Oh, I see. And you? These tiny lines give your brain time to rest and keep the conversation alive.
Once you understand this, something changes. You stop feeling pressure to perform. You start feeling relaxed, and relaxed brains speak better.
So today, we're not teaching you to speak more. We're teaching you to speak smarter. Now let's learn the simplest way to continue a conversation. These are very small sentences, but they have a lot of power.
The first one is something you already know. What about you? This sentence is your best friend in English.
Imagine someone asks you, what do you do? You answer, I work in an office. Then you add, what about you? And just like that, the conversation continues.
You didn't need new vocabulary. You didn't need long grammar. You just passed the conversation back gently.
Let's try another one. How about you? It means the same thing and it sounds very natural.
For example, I usually wake up at 7. How about you? Now the other person feels invited to speak.
Here's another small but powerful word. Really? When someone tells you something, you can simply say, really. It shows interest and it keeps the conversation alive.
You can also say, oh, I see. This tells the other person, I'm listening. I understand you.
Now let's practice with a short flow. Listen and imagine your own answers.
I say, I work from home. You say, oh, I see. What about you?
Perfect. That's how conversations move forward.
Another very friendly line is, that sounds nice. You can use it for almost anything.
Someone says, I go for a walk every evening. You reply, that sounds nice. How about you?
See how easy that feels? No pressure, no fear, just simple connection.
These small lines give your brain time to breathe. They remove the fear of silence, and slowly you start enjoying conversations instead of worrying about them.
Remember this. You don't continue conversations by speaking more. You continue them by listening well and responding gently.
Now let's use those small follow-up lines in real daily situations, because this is where conversations usually stop for learners and where we want them to continue. Let's start with work or study. Someone asks you, what do you do? You answer, I'm a student. Now instead of stopping, you add, what about you?
Or you can say, and you. It's short, polite, and very common.
Now imagine someone says, I work in an office. You can respond with interest and say, oh, I see. Then gently continue with, what do you do there?
Notice something important here. You're not creating a new topic. You're staying on the same topic and letting it grow naturally.
Let's move to food. Someone asks, what do you eat for breakfast? You say, I usually eat eggs. Then you add, how about you?
Or if they answer first and say, I don't eat breakfast, you can simply say, really? That one word shows curiosity and invites them to explain more.
Now let's talk about daily routine. Someone says, I wake up very early. You can reply, that sounds hard, or that sounds nice, and then add, what time do you wake up?
This is how conversations feel natural. You react first, then you continue.
Let's try weekends. Someone says, on weekends, I stay at home. You can respond, oh, I see, and then ask, what do you usually do at home?
See how calm this feels? You're not rushing, you're not performing, you're just being present in the conversation.
These small extensions remove awkward silence. They give you confidence and they make the other person feel heard.
And that's why conversations continue, not because of perfect English, but because of simple human responses. Now let's talk about something very important. Many learners believe that short answers are bad English. They think fluent English means long sentences, perfect grammar, and big words.
But that belief creates pressure, and pressure is the biggest enemy of speaking. When you feel pressure, your brain tightens and your words slow down.
Here's the truth. Fluent speakers use short sentences all the time. They don't speak in long paragraphs, they speak in small pieces, and those small pieces keep conversations alive.
From a science point of view, your brain feels safer with short responses. Short sentences reduce cognitive load. That means your working memory doesn't get overloaded. You stay calm, and calm brains speak better.
Short answers give you confidence. You don't worry about mistakes. You don't overthink grammar. You simply respond, and then you listen.
And listening is just as important as speaking. When you listen and respond naturally, the other person feels comfortable too. Conversation becomes shared, not forced.
So if your answer is only 2 or 3 words, that's not weakness. That's progress. That's real communication.
Don't try to impress, try to connect. And connection grows from small, honest responses.
When you allow yourself to speak simply, English stops feeling heavy and starts feeling human.
Now, let's put everything together in one natural conversation. Imagine we're meeting again after a few days. Listen to how the conversation continues, and in your mind, replace my answers with yours.
Hey, Jack. Nice to see you again. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks. Just a little busy today. What about you?
I'm good too. Work was a bit tiring, but it's okay. What do you usually do when you feel tired?
Oh, I see. When I feel tired, I usually take a short walk. It helps me relax. How about you?
That sounds nice. I usually listen to music or talk to a friend. By the way, are you working these days or studying?
I'm working right now. I work from home most days. What about you?
Really? That must be comfortable. I work in an office, so I travel every day. How do you go to work?
I don't travel much since I work from home, but sometimes I go out in the evening. What do you usually do in the evening?
I relax at home. I cook dinner and watch something light. That helps me unwind. And you?
That sounds good. I usually read or listen to music before bed. It helps me sleep better.
I like that. It's nice how small habits make the day better.
Yes, I agree. Talking about daily life makes conversations easy.
Exactly. And see how natural this felt? No long sentences, just listening, responding, and continuing.
This is how real conversations flow. And you can do this too. One simple line at a time.
Before we move toward the end of today's lesson, let's add a few small words that help conversations continue naturally. These words are simple, but they make a big difference.
One very useful word is actually.
We use it when we want to add a small detail or correct something gently. For example, I work in an office. Actually, I work from home most days.
Another very common phrase is, by the way. We use it to change the topic smoothly. For example, by the way, how was your weekend? This keeps the conversation moving without feeling sudden.
A friendly response you'll hear often is, I see. It shows you're listening and understanding. Someone says, I was very busy today. You reply, I see. Simple, calm, and natural.
Here's another one learners love. That's interesting. You can use it when you want the other person to keep talking. For example, that's interesting. How did that happen?
And finally, a very positive phrase, sounds good. You can use it to agree or show support. For example, let's talk later. Sounds good.
These words are not advanced, but they are powerful because they help conversations breathe.
Add just one or two of them to your daily English, and you'll notice conversations feel easier and more natural.
Let's end today's practice with a short story. Stories help us remember language without effort, so just listen and feel the flow.
A few days ago, I met someone new at a small coffee shop. We were standing in line waiting for our coffee. She smiled and said, long line today, right?
That was the moment where many conversations stop.
I could have just said yes and stayed quiet. But instead, I said, yes, it's really busy today. What about you? Do you come here often?
And just like that, the conversation continued.
She said she comes there every morning before work. I replied, oh, I see. That sounds nice. Then I added, what do you do for work?
Notice something important. Jack didn't speak a lot. He just listened, responded, and gently continued.
She told me about her job. I said, that's interesting. And then, how do you usually relax after work?
Small questions, small responses, but the conversation felt warm and natural.
By the time we got our coffee, we were laughing and talking comfortably. Not because my English was perfect, but because I kept the conversation flowing.
And that's the lesson for today. Conversations don't continue because of big words. They continue because of small interest.
If you remember just one thing today, remember this. Listen carefully, respond simply, and ask one small follow-up.
That's all it takes. You did something very important today. You didn't learn more English. You learned how to use English.
You learned that conversations don't continue with pressure. They continue with small interest, simple responses, and one gentle follow-up.
And remember, silence is not your enemy. Fear is. The moment you replace fear with curiosity, your English starts flowing naturally.
You don't need perfect sentences. You don't need fast speaking. You just need to listen, respond honestly, and ask one small question.
If you practice even one follow-up line today, what about you? Oh, I see. That sounds nice. You are already improving.
So take this lesson into your real life. Use it with friends, family, colleagues, or even in your own thoughts. English grows when it becomes part of your day.
Before you go, tell us in the comments, which sentence will you try today to continue a conversation?
And if this lesson helped you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us again for Day 6.
We're proud of you for showing up today. Keep speaking, keep connecting, and we'll see you in the next lesson.